Danny. I am a holistic interior designer of My Piece of Space, and today I'm going to be talking about Feng Shui for kids' rooms. So, if you were one of those who has given me the birthdays of your children, I thank you. I'm so excited to get into it. I use my certifications in architecture and yoga and tarot and my background in astrology and color therapy and chakra systems, and all of those combine to intuitively guide me along my design process. And specifically, feng shui brings all of those together within one doctrine. And so it's really helped me to further understand how our physical environments can impact our mental and emotional wellness. And I care so much about children because I'm a mom. I have two young boys. I'm a generational cycle breaker. And children are so open and so receptive. And it's really important that we offer them the best we can to help set them up for success. So, what you can experience from this live is a very general explanation of feng shui. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I have done that in previous workshops. I'm going to try to keep it short because that in itself can go on for hours. I've taken the birthdays from those of you who have graciously shared with me, and I have calculated their feng shui gua. And a gua is it literally means house. So if you think about your astrology houses, in Western astrology we have 12 houses. In feng shui there are 9 houses, and we're going to go through those. And at the end I have a very special offer for you all, so you're going to want to stick around to the end for that. And if you're watching this on the replay, that applies to you as well. First, feng shui. Feng shui is how you say it. Feng shui. It literally means water, wind and water, because wind and water are the methods through what our energy, our chi, is carried through. So if you hear me talking about chi, it is energy. And there are 5 different styles of feng shui. I was trained in the more traditional style of feng shui, which considers the 8 houses. So all of the styles of feng shui come from one style, and legend has it, like thousands of years ago, it was a dueling set of 5 siblings who learned it from their father, and then they all went and split off and created their own different branches. So that's why you might see conflicting information about feng shui. It will eventually all come back to the same place in the end, but it's really important to stick with the one that you started with in order to get back to the facts. Like, they all come back to the same place, but you can deviate a little bit. And they all just kind of bring in different aspects. Some of them bring in more elements, some of them bring in more Chinese astrology, some of them bring in more numerology, but the 8 house that I practice is kind of like the most foundational, and so they all pull from this. So ultimately, the first thing that you want to know about feng shui is yin and yang. The yin and yang energies is like the foundation for everything that exists within life. Everything needs to have some sort of balance, some sort of flow. There is a positive and a negative. There is a push and a pull. This is the yin and yang energy. And you can never have one without the other. There is a spectrum. There is never a pure yin or a pure yang. That does not exist. If that did exist, we would result in chaos. So there's always going to be a little bit of yin within yang, and there's always going to be a little bit of yang within yin. And how much of that just really depends on your own personal style, your own personal energy type. And the other thing that we're going to talk about, without getting too deep into feng shui, is the energy elements. So unlike Western astrology, where we have 4 energy types, we have air, water, earth, and fire. Within feng shui, in the Chinese astrology, there are 5. There's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, because air is not really considered to be an element in feng shui. It simply is. It is chi. You cannot remove it from anything, therefore you cannot manipulate it. It simply is. But having said that, I will say that if we were to compare like air signs or air elements, and when I think about air in tarot, it's represented by the sword. So it kind of correlates to metal energy, where it's that kind of critical thinking, it's that sharpness, it's that clarity, it's that keenness. So even though it doesn't exist, there is a parallel. So it's really important to consider the flow of your child's energy, because having a foundational support in their room can really support their emotional and mental and physical well-being, just like with yourself. And with children, we often sometimes tend to kind of put their needs on, I don't want to say back burner, but like we do so much for them anyway. Um, Having to really fine tune their spaces becomes maybe not so much of a priority when we're really just trying to keep these kids alive. So it's really, really important to help, because um, it helps with their behavior. It helps with their personal development and growth. It helps with their motivation, their own stress, anxiety, sleep patterns, focus, creativity, athleticism. There's just so much that they can um, benefit from within feng shui, just like we can too. And like with the excess of screens and all the information and I think it's just really important for them to have a really good grounding foundation to start from. So that is feng shui in less than 5 minutes. Now for the really fun stuff, where we get to dive into your unique child's energy type. So we're going to talk about how each energy type might show up in the child, and what some common challenges that they might have within their room and their room designs, and some quick fixes about how we can resolve that. So why all this matters. So the benefit of knowing what your kid's energy type is so that you can help them to create a space that is uniquely tailored specifically to them. And then this can improve on their sleep, their focus, their emotional stability, their mindset, all the things, overall well-being. Um, a key part of these assessments is the bed placement. And this is because in feng shui, bed placements are so important, because we spend a third of our life sleeping. And so you're not totally unconscious while you're sleeping. You're still taking in information, you're still processing the environment around you. So you really want to ensure that you are well supported while you're sleeping. So this is why proper bed placement is hugely important in feng shui. Also, the desk placement is really important to make sure that your kid's desk is set up in a place that promotes focus and concentration and creativity and productivity, and it can help them with their schoolwork and their creative activities without them like bouncing off the walls all the time. So even though you might have a yin energy dynamic type, if their space is not set up to meet their energy, they will go the other way. They will go into overdrive. So this is, if I'm saying, oh, you have a yin energy type kid, and you're like, that's not my kid, well, we should probably look into that, because one, it's a spectrum, yes, but two, there might be something that is causing a lot of negative influences that is impacting that. I know that, going back to like that Gua 2 group, like they're so sensitive. And the world we live in today is, there is just so much external stimulation, screens, social media. It's like it's so hard to unplug. So all of that extra stimulation might be why they are reacting outwardly, being a yin energy type. So Today, I am offering for all of you who have joined me here today and those who watch it again on the replay a Feng Shui starter pack. And this is for parents who are interested in a deeper dive into discovering the Feng Shui for their kids' rooms. You will receive a greater in-depth report. Like what I gave you today is just like a little sprinkle of your kid's energy type. um, you'll find out how this manifests in their personality, their behavior, their needs. Um, it looks into their core traits, their strengths, more their challenges, their relationships, their study habits and types, so you can help support how they study to make sure that the information is actually sticking. You can understand how to align their room with their personal energy type. So, like balancing the yin and the yang, and assessing how to really create an environment that supports their well being. You'll learn which elements of the five, the wood, fire, earth, metal, water, most support your kid's energy type. So, um, because there were so many wood elements. So, like I said, if you added a lot of metal into a wood energy kid's space, this is actually going to work against their energy. It's going to cause them to have more anxiety. Um, but if you added water to a wood energy space, and when I say wood, wood is not like a dead piece of wood. It can be represented like a piece of wood, but it's more so like growth. So wood that is still in the ground growing, like plants. That is the energy of wood. It is also referred to as tree because it is something that is blooming, that is growing, that is it is creating life. That is what it's doing. And so knowing what elements will help or be a more detriment to your kid is really important. We all have two that are supportive and two that are detrimental. So I will let you know what that is. I will create a custom color palette that aligns specifically with your kid's energy type. And this can be used on their walls and their bedding and the decor, all the things, the materials, decorative elements like mirrors, lights, plants, end tables, what have you, and some of the directional insights. So I'll give you the best directions for their bed, their desk, and other key furniture. So that's going to really promote the best energy flow, focus, and sleep. And I'm offering all of this for the low, low price of $49. It's amazing. And for this group here, this 15 that has submitted their info, and anyone else who watches this on the replay will get an exclusive buy one, get one. So two for $49. So if you have two kids, you can get two reports for $49. If you only got one kid, you could get a report for your kid and yourself for $49. If you ain't got no kids, you are a kid at heart, and you can get one for your kid at heart partner or your BFF too. So it is a really, really good offer. I am only extending this to the first 10 people who sign up for it. It's a really affordable way to get started working with me. The difference with this and my signature Feng Shui assessment is that you get more specific directionals. I take into account your home address. I lay the compass out over everything like I was talking about before. You send me pictures. I analyze the space and tell you what's working, what's not working, and give you a layout with specific plan details. So this is a really, really good way to just like dip your toe in if you're interested. So you can DM me after this live and secure the offer. And if you're still on the fence and you want to learn a little bit more, you can check out my YouTube channel at by Danni Sinclair. And I also have a couple of other workshops that I am willing to share as well. So let me know if you are interested in learning more about the details and the inner workings and how everything works in Feng Shui. and thanking everyone who submitted their kids' birthdays so that I can offer them a Feng Shui energy report. Yeah, so they are, again, buy one, get one free. So not just for the kids, but also for the kids at heart. You don't want to miss out on this because I am only doing this for 10 people. Thank you so much for everyone who has tapped in. I will be sending this out, um, the video out to everyone who submitted. And if you have any questions, just DM me. If you need any other feedback, just let me know. I'm happy to assist. Take care. Love you much.